two best players in the entire tournament.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. First map of the semi-finals. Let them hear you make the ground shake. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go, big and heroic. Straight into the pistol. Some utility picked up for the tees, but they're all playing passively here, Pimp. They're going towards the playground.
Yeah, look at that push coming in from Heroic. 4 guys down towards connection, but Big, they're not having anything of that. They're just going to rush up towards A-Long. Question is this a read? Have they done the preparation properly? Are they aware that this is a pistol round Heroics like to do, or what's going on right here? Tizian almost spots out his attack. Not quite finding him. Tapson could be finding some duels right here. This could end real good for Big, I feel. They're in good position to take down S-Attack, finding the first frag as well. That's going to be Tizian. And now S-Attack in a good position though. Not able to catch more than one. Tapson finds the refrag. Not quite able to connect on Burrow, but gets away alive, and this is a good start for Big.
Excellent start, but Snappy's able to rummage around the back of them. Not able to cull any of the T's, but Cadian with his USP, precision. 2 kills go his way, and that's the bomb that goes with them. Tizian and Searson need to somehow carve out a path towards the site. They've dropped the bomb, no longer under control. Tizian's given his position away. A speculative shot that he has finished off onto Snappy. And now a P250 of Searson can maybe get around the back of the 2 CTs. They're chilling on the site. They have no idea what's coming up. They're taking shots. Searson, this is his moment to strike. This is his moment to maybe take this pistol and get Big off to the perfect stop. But he's just about missed out the timing. He's being tagged from the side. Still spins around and deals with the player along, but Burrow for the Danes is going to claim first blood in this best of 3.
What a chaotic pistol round that was. Almost managed to pull it back. Big that was. Searson hitting that nice flick with the P250, but it was simply too much for him. Cadian coming in with a double kill. Bob as well. Well done by those two, but Big really had a chance of getting off to a good start right here. Was denied by Cadian, unfortunately, and I think we have a little bit of a technical timeout coming in here. At least the game is not live, just for those at home wondering, but wow. If that's going to be the game on and moving forward, we're going to have a good one going on right here, Vince.
We can have a banger.
A banger.
An absolute banger, mate. But it's all right. They're just building up the suspense here, Pimp. It's all planned. All planned.
I wouldn't mind that, you know, get the crowd rolled up. We can always hear the chants coming in. I think it's going to be a good one as well. I think, as I said before, moving into this match, coming into the tournament, you wouldn't think to yourself that Big would stand a chance of qualifying for the grand final. But after how well they were playing on day 1, I'm starting to believe that this new roster, this new iteration of the Big clan, has what it takes to be a top team, has what it takes to go inside a tournament like this and book a final ticket against Renegades, who we saw play just a few moments ago. But what a game that could be. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. They still have to beat Heroic. And Heroic is also a strong team. We talked about them coming into the tournament as being one of the favorites, you know. Together with Virtus Pro, I probably would put those two up there. But Virtus Pro didn't deliver. Heroic so far has. Close game yesterday against North. Some may argue they should have lost Overpass and be out of the tournament. It should have been North going into the final, but that's not the case. Heroic is here now, ready to take on Big. Up 1-0. We're ready to go again, and Big, they've forced into this one. Bought up grenades, bought up deagles, bought up armor, and we're going to see a triple boost there with the scout. This could pan out well. Oh, look at that.
Oh, nice. Leaning tower of T's. He's going to collapse Snappy's head with the scout. Excellent teamwork, but with that boost, they know that 3 players are out of commission. This is allowing Cadian to play up close like this. He knows they can't be to his right-hand side, but Searson with 2 scout frags. What a start.
What a start to the round. Beautiful stuff by Searson. Hitting 2 nice shots with the scouts, and that's putting on a lot of pressure towards Heroic right now. 3 guys left, 1 MP9, 1 FMS, and another MP9. Make that 2. Decent amount of utility left on both sides, so I think Big is in for a good one right here. They're staying together, all 5 working and moving as a unit. I think that's the correct call to make. And Heroic, they have to guess, right? They're not really sure where they are, and even though they do, it's going to be 5 against 2 guys right here. A flash towards the bomb side after this Molotov and the smoke disappears. Should be enough for Big Clan to get the retake. Should be enough for Big Clan to get the bomb side, get the trade frags going, and we'll see how that's going to pan out.
Stavin will well play smoke. Going to put them at bay, at arm's reach for a little bit longer. 3 smokes. 2 have just been deployed. Raining down a blockade onto the site. looking to blot out the sun, but Stavin's eyes are cleared. But they have been permanently closed. S-Attack now, a player to watch, will do nothing. And it falls upon Borup with the SMG, 1v4. And Captain will clean him up. That scout pick yields the round. And Heroic in trouble, economically speaking.
Surely they are. We get to see this shot one more time. That's a beautiful one. The crowd loved that one as well. This one, though, is even more impressive while he's moving up. Just instantly removes Cadian from the map, giving Big a good chance of getting off to a good start now. Let's see if Heroic can do the same thing as well. Brought up 2 scouts, forced into this round, pistol and armor. A little bit of utility, not a lot. Cadian seeking for the shot, not able to connect it. Citizen staying alive, and as it looks right now, Heroic giving up the fact that they forced into this one. But there we go. Cadian connects the shot, but there we go. An instant refrag coming in from Keto, that's nice. They're giving out a lot of map control though. S-Attack have been able to push all the way into Playground. I don't think Keto knows that. He could be caught off guard as well. There we go, the information gets there, and S-Attack can connect the bullet, so Big are well aware that this B bomb site is lackluster right now. Cadian not able to connect towards him either, so we're looking at a bomb plant and a 4 versus 4 retake with 2 scouts. Shouldn't be possible. Surely shouldn't be possible.
Well, that's going to give them maybe a bit of hope. Searson living by the scout and dying by it early doors in the round, but post-plant, they're going to get kills. It has to come right now. The lack of kits and nades will be an issue otherwise. Snappy avenging his fallen teammate of Borup. And the Danes look to dish out the pain now onto Big. Tizian on Monster. Surely enough time has elapsed that this round is not doable. They're going to go for the defuse anyway, and the remaining 2 players with scouts are going to back away. They're tagging up low enough that the bomb may finish off the rest, but the round is going to the Germans. Whichever way you spin it, Keto does survive. He's the only player left on 12 HP, but they did it. They got the job done.
Yeah, they got the job done, and I think that's the most important thing to take away here. The fact that they lose 4 players is obviously not a great thing, but winning the round is more important, and as you can see, still a good buy coming in from the Big clan. And Heroic left with no money, only a scout on Cadian. 4 USPs, this should be it. This should be the start that Big clan and the fans out there would have hoped for. Now it's all about surviving. They're going into towards this B bomb site fast. Stilson with the MAC-10, finding the first one. Looking for the second one as well. Getting taken down by Stavin though. Tizian in there to follow up. The team are together, but it's falling apart right now for Big clan. I don't know what they're doing. Running in one by one. Shantaris, that was a little bit stupid. Tizian has a big task ahead of him now. MAC-10 has been picked up by Stavin as well.
At least it's not an assault rifle, but they still have that scout with Cadian, and he's already been landing some shots. He could weaken and soften them up low enough that the pistols could come into fruition after all. Way closer than it should have been. Big, holding on by the skin of their teeth, but they're being ripped out. S-Attack with surgical precision on his USP, penetrating the box, landing it in the head. And Keto and Tizian have an arduous task ahead of them, tentatively moving back and forward. Snappy takes the opportunity to come out into the open, and Tizian now, last player standing alive. They need him to play that hero position perfectly. There's a rotation into heaven with the aforementioned scout for Cadian. Picks up the bomb. They know that he doesn't really have realistically time to rotate to the other side of the map, so he has to sit this one down. Tizian with another frag, he's picked up 2, there's the clutch! Collectively, Big can wipe the sweat off their brow and pat Tizian on the back.
That was such an important clutch by Tizian, but I don't know what Big clan were doing right there. I don't mind the call going fast in towards the B bomb site, but they were doing it half-assed, you know. The trade frag potential wasn't there. Shantaris all of a sudden deciding to go up by himself, and it was starting to fall apart for Big clan until Tizian showed up and got that clutch in. That was beautiful again. It's good to see him having early impact. He's not necessarily the player you look towards when you want frags from the big players, but in this occasion he was all they needed. Cadian not able to connect the shot towards the player in Monster, and here we are, 3-1, a full buy for both teams, and thanks to Tizian, Big are off to a strong start.
They surely are. A disappointing outcome for Big, especially as they've lost the first 2 players. CS has a short memory. You may have just picked up a 4K in a clutch, but this round, Heroic come out swinging for the fences. and they land the haymakers. They put Big to sleep and keep all 5 players alive, which is great news for their money.
Definitely great news for Heroic. They needed that. That was a big play by S-Attack. Triple kill towards long. Didn't have too much backup from his team. He's gotten the 4th one as well. We're looking at a situation where, because of Big Clan not really doing that well in the anti-ecos, they're down to an eco straight away, have no money whatsoever to bring into this round. Shantaris is on Deagle, armor, Keto as well, but that's about it. There's a single flash as well, but nothing that should be a problem for Heroic. Cadian finding the first one with a grenade as well. Taps already down to 36 HP. So yeah, despite the heroics by Tizian, they still find themselves in a rough position. That being said though, Overpass is a map that you'd say is CT-sided. So can you get away with 6, 7, potentially even 8 rounds? You've done a good job. So 3-3, which it will be in a second from now, is not necessarily a bad start by Big Clan, but there was a bit potential for more. We'll have to see how the rest of the half pans out, obviously, but this round is relatively easy going the way of Heroics. Snappy finding another one. And another one. It's only left up to Shantaris with a Deagle. We've seen some Heroics from some of the German players now. Obviously, he's not a German player, but representing the German squad. I doubt this one is going to pan out well for him, though.
I'm sure the crowd feels he's an honorary German at the very least right now, being in Big, but he is going to be tapped down from S-Attack. 2nd consecutive round without a loss. The accountant smiling from ear to ear for the Danes.
That's the thing, right? You're building up economy and you're doing it fast, which makes it so much more tough for Big Clan to get back into it, especially considering they have to take a double eco here. They're buying up 5 grenades, so they definitely have a plan here. They're going to walk towards the B bomb site, I'm sure. They want to nade somebody to death. Maybe middle? Maybe middle. There we go. Just anticipating the aggression coming middle. Cadian's not falling for it though. Taking no damage at all from the grenades. There you go, good grenade from Shantaris, but it's not going to result in a kill or anything like that. So, like the little investment coming in from Big in the grenades, but not finding any success with it at all. This could be another great round by Heroic. Big about to explode towards this B-bomb side.
Could be a massacre. Stabbit just going to hold position, doesn't need to peek. He knows he has his angles covered from short. He'll start to play around heaven, and it is a complete massacre. Keto, the only player for Big to strike lucky. But Heroic will take the lead.
Sure they will, and now we're going to see the first DSL full buy round, the first round where they have actually saved up as much as they could coming into this one. AK-47, a single SG, and an AWP on Sirson. Decent amount of utility, plenty of flashes, plenty of smokes. Few Molotovs as well, should be enough for Big Clan to gain some map control. Cadian aggressive towards middle with the grenades, and there we go, the connector control has been taken. Shantaris takes a lot of damage, Snappy finds 2 kills. Through the wall, I believe that is. We didn't get to see that, I'm sure we will later on, but that must have been nice. That's a horrible start for Big Clan right here. Not what they hoped for. They tried to pick up the pace, gain some map control fast, but that backfired big time. Snappy said no. 2 kills, not a single HP lost on the side of Heroic. It was looking so good in the beginning for Big Clan, but it surely has slowed down now.
Yeah, you could see the evidence at the scene of the crime. Bullet holes through the boost wall into connector. That's where the 2 kills came down. So excellent wall bang from Snappy. Still retains all his health, as you highlighted, and some grenades. Big have been stalled down. Still enough utility to feasibly execute onto either side with 3. Flashbang preceding the smokes potentially, or the peak. There's another one. They have telegraphed this to an extent though, but it's still going to draw out some Molotovs elsewhere on the map because they haven't fully forced behind this. Now they're going to realize a smoke onto the site to block off any vision from the water where Burrup is currently positioned. Time is starting to dwindle away though. Nearly on empty. They've got to push right here, right now, if there's any chance for Big. They need some entries, and it's not going to be forthcoming. Stabbin laying down Tizian. Tapson's going to drop, as will Searson. Another flawless round for Heroic.
Another flawless round. The economy is building up so strong on this CT side. And Big haven't really been close to get anything done. Here we go, Snapping with the double kill through the wall. That's beautiful, lining it up. while I like the idea from Big Clan trying to put on some pressure, trying to be fast in the way they gain map control, as said, it backfired big time, and now would be the time to slow down. If you have a pocket strat, something you know lined up for this tournament, for this map in particular against Heroic, now would be the time to throw it out there. Gain some momentum, get around on the board, and start to believe in the project once again. If you don't have that, then I just advise a default. See if you can spread out, kind of feel out what Heroic is doing, and maybe get a pick or two, and then work on from that. But we'll have to wait and see what the approach is going to be by Big Clan. They're not investing into this one, so we'll have to wait and see for the following round. But that's the third eco round. This is a semi-eco, buying up a few pistols and armor, but they've been spending a lot of money, you know, in the buy rounds and haven't had much left for the pistols. So it's been some relatively easy rounds for Heroic so far. And 5 on the board this early is a good start for them. Whereas for Big Clan, sitting at 3 is not too bad. It's just could have been better. There's been potential for more, I'd say.
Tizian has been given the honor of the raid boss with the AK-47. 2 flashes and a smoke. Problem is, though, that Heroic have full buy behind them and plenty of funds. The Canadian feels confident enough to re-peek. Actually misses his shot. He's going to get rushed down. It's going to be glocks of all weapons. Tearston and Tapston both striking while the fire is hot. Smoke has been planted onto the site. The bomb is no longer under control, but there is the AK. That's why they've gone for it. 2v4 retake, post-plant. That nade does a lot of damage, but it's Borup that will finish off Tizian. That's the AK that goes with him, anticipating the peek up. That's an AWP shot miss from Xantares that could have put this round to rest. It may still go their way. Smoke onto the site. They both have kits. They're going to be sticking onto the bomb, trying to draw out the shots. Going back onto the bomb one more time. Waiting until those magazines are depleted to go and pick off the weakened big players. But they're staying in control for the time being. Xantares now still with that up. Has it trained towards the site. There's the first kill. And the second one. Big with 1 AK-47. Glock rush the site. And they will take the round.
Beautiful stuff coming out of Big Clan right here, making absolutely most out of this round. As you said, the Glock train came in. Cadian getting a little bit too aggressive towards the banana area, going down, and then Xantares finishing it off with 2 nice AWP kills right here. Heroic had the smoke down for the bomb, but they took so long to kill the guy in toilets that as soon as he was down, Xantares, there was no smoke to cover for the bomb. There was no smoke to cover the defuse, and Xantares was clinically just removing them from the map. Huge round from Big Clan, putting 4 on the board now and adding some pressure towards Heroic. Estech here pushed all the way up, takes down Tapston. He hasn't really gotten off to a good start, sitting at 3 frags and 9 dead so far. Broke towards Long as well, getting another one. Heroic, they seem to be in great control of these normal default rounds, whereas for Big Clan, it's kind of falling apart very early into the rounds.
I've already seen Tizian pull off something special. He's going to have to dip into that back pocket. With 18 HP, Xantares, the hero of the previous round, this time with the SG. What a response from Heroic. It does seem like Big, they've won rounds, it's been off some individual performances. Borup is feeling it. He's picked up more kills. Puts Heroic back into winning ways.
And I think it's kind of like what we saw in the game between Renegades and Mad Lions and Train, where every time Mad Lions run around, it seems so effortlessly. They didn't do anything in order to do it right. They just played their game, went semi-aggressive, and there was no one really fighting back from the side of Renegades besides Dexter in that one. But same is the case right here for Heroic. Seems to be relatively easy. Cadian once again getting caught off guard. This time around though, he had a nice shot. Got the backup from Estech, but he goes down as well. Cadian hits Kilo through the wall, but being pressured now in a rough position. He could very well go down with an AWP as well, hitting a nice flick towards Pep. And another one on Xantares, and there we go, Cadian stepping it up when needed the most. Triple kill from him. The bomb going down, and Cadian is still locked inside this toilet position. Tizian all the way up on the A-bomb side. Here we go. This could be dangerous for Heroic. He's well aware 2 players are over towards toilets. And another kill goes the way of Big Clan now. 2 versus 2.
Tizian cancelling Cadian's early impact. Still a minute to play with. All this chaos and frenzy happened in such quick succession that there are options and opportunities, but the positions of Heroic, they know they haven't actually rotated through connector. This is allowing them both to stay on the A side of the map and try and lock this down. The HP is so very difficult for Big to work with. Tizian 21, or 23, pardon me, and Keton 14. But it's overkill. Cadian orbs him down. Heroic 2 in a row again.
Very strong presence from the Danish AWP player right here, hitting some good shots. That one right there, that was nice. Kept it calm even though being blinded. They flick towards Tapson. He's a little bit unlucky right now, Tapson. I feel he hasn't really gotten off as we saw him on day one, where he was, to me, player of the day, and I think he was awarded that as well, if I'm not mistaken. Had a strong showing. Today, though, it's not been the same case. We need to see Tapson alive. We need to see him do some work. Got an SG in hand this time around. Big with another buy round. Cadian coming out of connection. Not able to find a frag here, falling back as well, but you can see that Heroic is constantly trying to contest Big Clan for the map control, and it's been working so far. And now this time around, Big Clan survived. They haven't gone down any man. There we go. Still finding a pick. Instant trade frag by Borup, but I'd take that trade any given day if I'm Big Clan. 4 against 4 now.
Allows them to try and pincer in and catch Heroic while they're a little bit weakened, but there is a rotation from Heroic. The question now is how long can Heroic stall Big 4? Do these rotations get into a useful position for the Danes? They're doing a good job thus far, but now the mollies and smokes are starting to be deployed. Borup is using that smoke to his advantage. Has been the pick of the bunch so far on Overpass. Does he have more gears to shift through, or has he reached his ceiling? Stavin has his back covered with the SG. Smokes onto the site. That rotation still slowly moving into position, clambering its way, looking to clobber Big where they stand. But Borup may not need any help. He has an M4. That's the only compadre he needs, but he has gone down. Cadian now, he's going to make that flank known with the AWP. Taps it from midair. He's going to claim the kill to Stavin. There's the return fire for Zantares. And Cadian with an AWP in a 1-on-2 clutch. Has the smoke and Molotov to at least extend the chance, and Tapson is going to stand tall and deliver. But again, it's another round that's scrappy and goes to the end for Big.
A round is a round though, Vince, and that's another important one coming in from Big Clan. Tapson finally finding some impact. As I was saying before, he was playing so well on day one. We haven't seen that today, but this round, very important for them. And finally, they're starting to put in some pressure onto Heroic. We saw them win rounds after rounds in the beginning, surviving all guys. But the money right now is not looking too good for Heroic. If Big Clan is winning this one, we could very well look at a scenario where this half is going to tie up. And I'd say, as of now, Big Clan haven't really been on the same level as Heroic, but they're getting close to it right now. They're getting very close.
You can sense that weakness. They want to pounce on its prey. Stavin, Molotov, well placed, well timed. Going to be smoke behind it as well. Going to storm a bit longer. Searson has been smashed by Snappy's M4. They're doing a really solid job of holding here, Heroic, and dishing out the punishment at the same time. Big, you can see they want to execute. They have no map control. For all they know, they're being flanked again. That Cadian play is straight in the back of their mind. Keto is going to try his best to extend with the AK to the oncoming CTs who are trying to play aggro. The HP is brutal for Big, though. 3 players around 10 or below HP. It's only Tabson that can really absorb any bullets at this point.
Not wrong about that. It's all up to Tapson, the only guy with HP, finding the first frag here to Snappy, as well as Borup goes down. Taking control over this B bomb side. It's still 2 versus 3, but as you said, the HP is so low.
Attack going in with the M4. Next player to fall, and it's Cadian. Last time a 1v2, this time a 1v3. There's no way of him knowing how low these Big players are, so he is out of there. And Big have managed to connect the dots.
Look at that. Cadian goes back in for it. Not connecting his shot with AVP, but he gives away his position. Smoke on the bomb now as well. Not really connecting, is it? There's still a player on the side. The bomb is planted open, and I think Cadian realizes that right now. The crowd was cheering a little bit too prematurely right there, but this time around, I think you're okay to go. The round is effectively over. Cadian cannot win it, and there we go. He goes down to Searson. Nice effort from Cadian. He tried to play off the fact that the crowd was cheering. Didn't work out for him though, but that's how it is to play on land. Take advantage of everything you can. Good job by Tapson again, finding more impact in this round. And as you said, the HP was so low on the Big Clan, but they made it work in the end. That's all that matters. It's been scrappy, it's been close, but at the end of the day, they got 6 rounds on the board, and they're about to get the 7th now, facing only Pistons.
scrappy, close, but very entertaining. And Big should be equalizing the score. And as you highlighted earlier, this is a map where on the CT side, you're looking for 9 or 10 rounds. Realistically, Big have already hit the 6 mark and could be building upon that. Just a Deagle, a P250, and a flashbang to play with. Or 2 Deagles with some armor. That's it. Well, that Deagle shot wasn't far off, though. Kito's life flashed before his eyes.
Luckily for him, he stayed alive. No damage done, and we're still looking at a round where nobody has taken any damage at all. Shantaro's not able to spot this little boost. If he walks into it, it could be dangerous, but they just want to walk into this B bomb site, and there's nobody there to defend it. Bob is boosting his teammate towards a short, but there's not going to be any action coming his way anytime soon. And Big are getting this round pretty much for free. Question is, how many guys can they survive, and is it going to be a problem for them to finish it up? The answer is no. Shantaro is farming a few kills, and hopefully can give him some confidence coming into the second half. He hasn't had a strong T-side at all. He hasn't had a lot of impact, but as said, you know, the first day we casted Big Clan, it's a player that at a certain point, I personally believe, and I think the community did as well, one of the most skilled players, not only in Europe, but in the entire world. When he's on fire, he is something special. He hasn't been able to find that level in Big Clan, at least not on a consistent basis at all. I think that's the potential we're always hoping to see. He some days find that. As you said, you have Tabson and Shantaris going off on the same team. You have one of the best teams in the world. I have no doubt saying that.
Right alongside with you, definitely one of the most gifted, mechanically skilled players out there, but sometimes does go a little bit absent. So let's see if this semi-final is going to be his. If he can stamp his authority on it. But a bit of a slow start, but Big have scrapped their way into a 7-7. Will they lead at half-time? The next 2 minutes will give us the answers to those questions. Cadian's going to try and make the round go a little bit quicker than that, but nothing's going to be sticking. Again, Big opting towards the B side with the bomb. Borup this time not perched up. He's going for the peak, and Searson's going to punish him. That's a big part of the puzzle that's gone with him. If Cadian can equalize, it could be interesting, but he's going to go the same way. They may not anticipate a second player and connect it with that. Molotov suggests that they have. They've drawn this attack into the open, and this is a perfect round from Big.
Another entry frag coming in from Searson. That was his 5th in this first half. He's had a lot of impact with the AWP. Snappy answers back, and so does Staven, making it a 3 versus 2, but now they're both known in their positions, and Big, they're being caught off guard a bit. They want to fall back here. Makes sense. Shantaris is all the way up towards the A bomb site, so he's cutting off the rotation. The bomb is on the way towards the A bomb site, but it's going to be a while before he's here. I'm well aware that Heroic players should know that Shantaris is there, but they are not able to do anything about it. Finds another frag. He's had a lot of impact the past few rounds, Shantaris, that is. Good to see Staven in a 1 versus 3. Finds the head of Shantaris. 1 versus 2. Big really haven't decided where to go yet. There's still a possibility that the young Dane can fight back in this one. Now, Big, you want to play together. You want to trade each other. Why are you going in by yourself? I'm not sure I understand this move. Thank God for Tizian, though he survives. He makes it 8-7 for Big. Great comeback into this first half. We'll be straight back with you after the break.
Scream you play. I like the game. Game, the game. I like the games. I like the games you play. I like the game.
The CS gods have been kind to us. All 3 maps of the semi-finals so far have gone 8-7. And we're on for a bit of a cracker of a second half here in our first map of that second semis. The hometown favourites, Big, managed to weather the storm and actually come back and lead at halftime. Unbelievably, considering this is Heroic's choice of map.
I would agree, especially considering the start they got to this game. I think Heroic were ahead of them in many aspects of the game, but as you said, they won the most important clutches in the game, and we started to see Shantaris and Tapson getting some impact. We see Estetec now, though. He's going to have a visit, and that's going to be Tapson again with the impact. Shantaris in connection. Against 3 guys, there's no way he should be able to survive this, but he gets away somehow. Good start for Big Clan again. Good start.
And look at the map control already, Pimp. They've given up B, but they have everything else under control. They know no one's pushed out Connector. This is allowing Season to push around the back of them. This is looking brutal for Heroic. They've got to frag out here.
They've got to frag out, they've got to connect the shots. Now the retake is coming in, bomb is down. And as you said, Sursen in a prime position to do the dirty job. Against Heroic though, gets spotted out, gets taken down to 37.
Xantares now though making a move up through the CT side. There's the top of the head that's protruding around the corner. Keto gonna put Snappy down, 2-on-3, Stavin up close. Has to track in midair, runs out of bullets with the Glock. I have no idea how he's still alive. How is he still alive this much longer? But he ran out of his 9 lives, and Big will be taking the second pistol with a 3K from Keto.
Yes, sir, they sure will. It's getting a bit close here, but there's no doubt that Keto will get the defuse, and another great pistol round coming out of Big Clan right here. As you said, Stavin stayed alive for quite some time right there. He wasn't really supposed to, but good start. Tapson, that kill towards Estetec in the beginning of the round, he was not supposed to win that duel. He was supposed to go down, and he was supposed to die. He didn't. And in the end, that's what resulted in them winning the round. He's currently only sitting at 8 frags, but he's had some very impactful rounds, so it's good to see him, despite having a, dare I say it, bad game by his standards, still finding somewhat of an impact on the game on the server. Now, once again, we see this force buy coming in from Heroic. Big, they were very successful with it. Heroic so far, not the same. Stavin takes down Tapson, and Sursen is only at 12 HP. This could go bad for Big Clan if he goes for this duel. He does, and there we go. Stavin with another nice headshot with the Deagle.
He's waiting for that flashbang. It came too late. Keto, off the back of a 3K, is looking to go for more. But his spray doesn't help him out. And now Big can start to take that retake into account in the back of their minds, because Heroic are making a move on A. 3 players here. Xantares pushes through the smoke. It's at the cost of 96 HP, but he is still alive. And he stalled a little bit longer that the player, in the form of Tizian, can start to make that rotation. The downside is, though, it's only an MP9 at range. It's going to do barely anything at all. But he's traded up to the Galil. He's made a lot of noise. Cadian has heard him, he's seen him, and he's fragged him. And that puts it all down to the aforementioned 4 HP Xantares. An M4 by his side. We spoke about his mechanics. It's not actually going to have any bearing because he only has eyes to save. Understandably, so Heroic bounced straight back in the second half.
Another force buy prevails in this game, and that's been the story of the pistol rounds. Saw Heroic win the first one, then Big Clan successful with a force buy straight back, and now the same thing transpired here in the second half. Just the fact that Big won the pistol, and then Heroic was successful with a force buy. Good stuff by Heroic, but once again, you gotta be a little bit critical towards Big Clan, and also Heroic for that matter. You gotta be able to win those rounds. You gotta be able to convert. A little bit too aggressive here for my taste, knowing that you're facing Deagles. You could argue that's a bit lucky, but he was only at 12 HP, so a shot in the foot would have killed him too. It only looked flashy because it was a headshot, but Not the start Big would have hoped for. They're trying to force back though, around this M4 that Shantaris saved. Maybe he can do some work with it. He's having a lot of players coming his way now.
One man you'd want in this position, it would be Xantares. But Cadian was a step ahead and takes Xantares' head clean off.
Yeah, and I like him being aggressive. I like Shantaris trying to make it work with the M4, but you have to facilitate him. Put some teammates around him. Take the first bait, get somebody with a pistol to jump in front of you and make sure that's the guy Cadian is shooting afterwards, and then Shantaris can come in and win the duel. It's like, it's a little bit too individual right now for Big Clan. They can definitely work on that and play more as a team and bait a little bit more for each other and be a little bit more structured in that sense. But it's always easy to be clever after you've seen the results, but something that I would go home and look at if I were Big Clan in a situation like this. Serson, though, we saw him in the first half, how effective he was with the scout. This time around, he takes down Cadian to 31 HP, but he's all here by himself. It's going to be tough to do anything about this unless he can connect a shot like that.
I can now hide behind the smokes, though, with these T250s. This is where the pistols can be very dangerous indeed. It's 2 HGs, there's no flashbang for Tabson to push behind, but he's going to go through the smoke. Picks up the scout. And when Tabson's alive, anything is possible. Keto is going to be also playing off the truck. He's got himself the frag, and it's going to be Big, clutching it down. Heroic, collectively facepalm, as they let a chance go begging. But that's a hell of a hold by Big.
Big hold by Big. Serson again showing the impact he's having in this game so far. He's doing good in the opening kill department. He's currently 6 out of 8. He's taken 8 opening duels and won 6 of those. That's very impressive. This round as well, connecting that shot with the scout, killing a guy and also taking down Cadian to 31 HP, and that's what you said. When you're facing wounded animals with a pistol, it's so much easier to go in there and make a difference, which is exactly what Tabson did. Big answering back straight away, and now it's Heroic with another force buy. Time to stabilize if you're Big Clan. Win this run, put the pressure onto Heroic, stabilize, and that could very well be game in your favor. Don't forget, this is the map pick of Heroic as well. They were the ones picking Overpass into this matchup, so it'd be a huge disappointment if they weren't able to win it.
MP9 up close, this is where it shines. You can see the shadow, but that's a tag. He's there, the shadows betray him. And he breaks the back of Theatre. Keto with another entry. Bomb will be getting planted. Just as it looked like Big were getting the upper hand, things have gone awry again. Lots of damage inflicted to Esatag, but Tabson's going to come out worse for wear additionally. And that is going to be the call to pull the plug.
That's a good call. There's no reason to go for this one. There's no way this retake is going to be any successful given the fact that there's still 5 players alive from Heroic. Another round that is simply just too easily given up. I hate to be that guy who constantly has to point out the negatives, but Big, they're playing too much individual right now. They're playing one by one. There's no synergy in between the team players. We saw it with Xantaris as well in the force buy. They ended up winning it anyway, but there's no trade fact potential. There's no backup. There's no team play going on in Big Clan right now. Something they were known to be so good at when God B was the leader. Still early days for this new Big lineup. Still early days, haven't had much time to practice, but this is something you'd expect to see in a FACEIT game, to be completely honest with you. So definitely something to work on here, and it's a bit of a shame because Heroic is taking full advantage of that right now. Another buy round though from both teams. This is a make it or break it for both. Actually only for Big Clan, as Serson once again finding success with the scout. What a man he's been so far. He's only sitting at 11 kills, but I trust you, I dare you. All those 11 kills have been impactful. That was his 7th opening duel in this game. 7 out of the 11 kills has been opening kills. That's an insane statistic to bring up. Serson is having so much impact now and giving Big another chance just to answer straight back into Heroic.
Mate, at this point, just give Serson a scout every round.
Yeah, why not?
He's been unbelievable.
It's better with that than the op, right?
It seems like it so far. He's so quick to flick to the heads. Esatag feels the full effect as he's expunged from round 20. Keto gonna be backing up Serson, or maybe the other way around, trying to bait them into a false sense of security. Serson has his back covered. Both the kills going to the AWP, or in this case, the Scouter, in more way than one. And now Quito is afforded the chance to go back in again. There's a Molotov down, has been smoked off. Searson's basically alone now. Quito is just playing the position. He is going to fall back slightly. All this time, though, that's been taken away, trying to deal with Quito, trying to deal with Searson, has hurt the clock. There's 26 seconds left, and Heroic have barely got any control over the map. They're only just starting to move the bomb onto long. This round seems like it's already over. Unless Cadian can pull off something truly spectacular, he's going to be Molotoving the right side. That's going to force Searson out into the open if it does extend. But it actually doesn't. That's so brutal for Cadian. He finally does get the burn frag, but it's too little too late.
He was able to stay alive, as you said, for a little bit too long, and that is it from Big Clan. Once again, putting a round on the board, and it's just going back and forth right now. That's a beautiful shot by Searson, getting 2 entry frags into this round, and once again showing the impact. Heroic still has money to buy into this round. There's been very few ecos in this second half of the game. Both teams are constantly punishing each other. Both teams are unable to string rounds together, and now finally we see a tactical timeout coming. The first in the game from Heroic. The coach Lomme, as you see on your screen right here, must have some wise words to say. How are you gonna string rounds together if you're Heroic at this point? Feels like this game has been one big brawl. It's going back and forth all the time. There's not really any of these teams who have been managing to stabilize it all. That's not a good thing, because you want to stabilize on a map like Overpass, and I think Big has a great chance of doing that right here, right now. Again, winning this round will put them to 12. It will put Heroic's money in the bin, and that could be the game. So, a lot to play for if you're Big, and of course for Heroic, a lot to play for as well. Another buy coming in. Attack, the only one without a rifle. Otherwise, a relatively strong buy from the Danes.
Orup did have a chance, albeit fleeting. Wasn't able to grasp on to that jump for information. Thompson setting up for a potential flash onto Monster. Snappy is already making roads out of there, and the flash is going to be coming too late. Snappy's already going to be up close with Stavin. This is the play. And this is seemingly what Heroic want to go for, an all-out B, execute into a rush, but they're actually pulling back, and Quito is doing an excellent job of shutting down middle. That kill that he just picked up onto Cadian is huge.
Sure is. Now it puts Heroic in a tough position. Going for a little bit of a cheeky boost right here. Stavin may be able to catch Taps no way, but he's not able to get the angle towards it. I think he can move more to the right if he wants to, tell his teammates to follow with him, and there you go, he spots him and takes him down. Good stuff by Heroic. Unfortunate for Tapson. Puts it back to a 3 versus 3 now. Attack moving up towards middle, gaining control, and it looks like they want to rotate in towards this A bomb site where Searson and Quito is supposed to defend it.
Quito has definitely spotted them, and if not, this flashbang's over. That has telegraphed the play. They're looking to pillage, to raise the site. Heroic. The Danes need some success. They need it quick, and Quito is the arbiter of doom. He is cultivating carnage on the approach, and Stavin can do nothing but watch as the round slips away. 12 rounds now to Big.
Good job by Quito right there, staying alive, not really exposing himself too much in those duels, getting not only 1 kill, but 2 kills. 3 in the entire round. That was beautiful stuff by the new guy to this squad. He's having one hell of a showing so far. It's a great start for Big, and now we see the first full eco coming into place for Heroic. This is a round Big cannot afford to let go. This is a round that can stabilize the economy for them, even build up economy for them. If they can survive 4 or 5 guys in this one, then we're looking at a Big Clan 13 rounds on the TT side of Overpass. Your opponent's map pick with all the money in the world you could think of. Not a bad place to be, is it?
Well, strangely enough, one of the biggest head-scratch moments in the first half was the Glocks and an AK. It's a similar kind of purchase here. Quito battering down the economy, bullying Heroic into submission alongside Tabson and Cadian in the connector. Hoping to just get the 1 frag. It will not be happening. Big, flawless. 13-9. Heroic will have a bye, but their time on their choice of map is now running out.
It sure is. It'll have to be now. Here the crowd out there is getting rattled up for Big Clan as well. They know this is a big win if they can get away with taking away Heroic's map pick into this first map of the semi-final as well. Win 2 and you go to the grand final. Lose 2 and you're out. It's so plain and simple. If you're a new viewer out there, Sturson going aggressive out towards middle. This time around, though, he's not successful with the opening duel. He goes down to S-Attack. And that is exactly what Heroic needed. Great start to the round, though. Keto pushed all the way up towards A-Long, and the majority of the Heroic team is still towards the B-bomb side, where Big Clan have positioned 3 players. Tapson getting a kill, getting instant trade by Staven. Not really getting away with it, so another good trade frag coming in from Heroic. I'd take that any given day. 4 against 3. Tizian down to 67 HP as well. Keto, he's getting some ground though. This could be dangerous. S-Attack is not aware, but spots him out right there, but that's a nice shot from Keto once again, having big impact with the M4. Tizian as well finding a frag, and it's a 2 versus 2 all of a sudden. Heroic, they're letting the advantage slip out of their hands, finding themselves 2 against 2. 15 seconds left.
The thing is, it was a bomb as well. I thought for a moment that was the round done. Huge kill to counteract. Snappy's moved up very aggressively, anticipating a push through bank or dumpster. There's no gap in the smoke, so he's going to go the other side. This allows his teammate to plant the bomb, which is far up. Both the CTs funneling through together. There is no flank, but Snappy's teammate has gone down. Snappy needs to play this sublimely if Heroic are going to stay in the map. And Tizian will lay him out. 14-9. Heroic got the first kill. It was looking great for them, and they still capsized.
They sure did. Thanks to Keto once again. He's gaining so much control, so much information by pushing up A. And then he turned around and he got that kill towards S-Attack. He was not supposed to win that duel, but he did. It gave Big another chance of winning the round, and they capitalized once again. It's not even that I'm sitting back with a feeling that Heroic is not playing well. They're just a stronger team in Big Clan. They're doing so well. All the individuals are stepping up. Keto having a huge impact. Tapson as well. He's not even playing his A game. Chantaris for that matter as well. I feel like Big Clan is playing well right now, but there's even more untapped potential into that lineup. So if I'm Heroic, if I'm a Danish Counter-Strike fan out there right now, I'd be worried and I'd be sad, because right now they're losing to a Big Clan who still has 10% more to give.
Danes have already been heartbroken once today with Mad Lions being knocked aside. Sorry to remind you.
Oh yeah, it's fair and it's fine. I don't care as long as the best teams win, and that was the case with Renegades. So if Big is the better team today, I want them to win. No doubt about it.
And so far they certainly have been just that. And as you say, almost with one hand behind their back, they still have a huge amount of skill that could still show itself. And that will be a worrying, concerning sign on the side of Heroic. They need to up their level. Thompson, speaking of one of the men in question, making a move through short, can see the leg, I feel. And now he realizes what he spotted, and he finishes off Burrup. He doesn't have to overstay his welcome with connector door being open. They don't have anybody in there. Tizian's gone down. This is going to throw a bit of a wrench in the works. Flashbang out. Thompson spoke for choice. Did claim the frag onto Snappy just before he fell down and tagged Staven down to 2 HP.
Yeah, he did so much damage and he really stepped it up. A poor first. Not a lot of impact, not a lot of frags, but he's currently sitting at 18, I believe, so he really stepped it up here on the CT side. It's been rock solid on the B bomb side, together with Chantaris, and now again, Big find themselves in a somewhat decent position to deal with this Heroic lineup. As you said, Staven down to 2 HP. They're not moving away from the B bomb side. Bomb is still over here. There's a guy working towards A. I believe that's S-Attack once again. See if he can open up this round. Keto and S-Attack, they've had plenty of duels, and so far in this game, it's been all about Keto. He's been winning the majority of those, and he's in a good position to deal with S-Attack as well. Now he's pushing into the smoke, though. That could be a mistake, and it is. S-Attack takes him down, but that doesn't matter. Sturson finds Staven and Cadian. I don't know what's going on right now, but that is round over. There's nothing S-Attack can do from this position. He's trying to run in towards the B bomb side, but there's no way he can get to the bomb in time. This round is over as long as the Big player stays alive, and they will. It's another round that goes the way of Big Clan. Another big play by Sturson. Chantaris finishes it up, and Heroic once again not capitalizing off a somewhat good position then. This has been the story of the first half. The Danes have done okay in the open play, but as soon as it gets down to closing out the rounds, Big Clan are just so much more ahead of them.
Excellent second shot, realizing there's a high likelihood of a push onto B site. Why not go for the speculative shot? That turned out to be just 6 map points. Heroic did pull off a pretty sick comeback yesterday. This would probably be going a step further if they did it again in the semi-finals against an informed Big. Sursa misses out on the chance, and he'll be backing away as a result of that. Keto pushed in connector. 2 players looking to try and funnel him in. They sent the SMG in first, and Keto, without losing a single point of health, has repelled the push. Silenced the aggression. Then Keto goes back in for more. Cadian, last player left. He's being tapped from multiple directions, and Pearson is going to fight.